For more than a century, the Olympic Games have captured the world's imagination, showcasing the heights of human determination, unity, and triumph. For the United States, these moments go far beyond gold medals. They've told stories of grit, courage, heartbreak, and transformation. These are not just highlights of games won or lost. They are powerful narratives of human spirit, identity, and resilience. These stories aren't just about sport. They're about who we are and who we aspire to be. They're reminders that beyond every record and medal, there's a human story, one that inspires the world. Let's journey through some of the most defining moments in American Olympic history. Moments that shaped our culture, shifted perspectives, and continue to inspire future generations. The spark that ignited a nation, the miracle on ice. It's 1980. Tensions from the Cold War ripple across the globe. In Lake Placid, New York, a group of young American college hockey players, the Soviet Union. No one gives them a chance. Ruthless and unbeatable, the Americans, just amateurs. But what happens next becomes one of the greatest upsets in sports history. Team gonna win. It was a defiant statement. Proof that, with belief, teamwork, and heart, an far more hostile arena stood silently against one man against hate. It's Jesse Owens at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. The year is 1936. Adolf Hitler uses the Berlin Olympics to push a message of Aryan supremacy. The world watches in discomfort and unease, unsure of what might unfold. Then Jesse Owens takes the stage, a black American athlete from Alabama. In an act of quiet defiance, Owens does the unimaginable. 4 gold medals, 100 meters, 200 meters, long jump, 4x100 relay. He dominates the games. Owens' victories didn't just crush records, they crushed a narrative. He wasn't there to make a political statement. He simply competed. But his excellence, his grace, his very presence spoke volumes. It echoed louder than any ideology, silencing propaganda with each breathtaking stride. Owens paved the way, proving performance can defeat prejudice. And in time, another American would use that same quiet power to redefine the pursuit of perfection. The machine with a human heart, Michael Phelps and the pursuit of perfection. Fast forward to the 2000s, the world meets a young swimmer from Baltimore, quiet, focused, relentless. Michael Phelps. He's just a teenager when he steps into his first Olympics in 2000. But the world soon realizes, this isn't just a swimmer, this is a phenomenon. In Athens 2004, he begins his Olympic climb. But it's Beijing 2008 where he cements his place in history. 8 gold medals in 1 Games, a feat never seen before. Every race a showcase of discipline, strategy, and raw determination. But beyond the pool, Phelps is more than a machine. In later years, he opens up about mental health battles, depression, pressure, identity. In his vulnerability, he becomes even greater. Not just a winner, but a warrior. He gives a voice to athletes silently battling personal demons, proving that even the strongest champions face inner struggles. And from warriors come leaders, ones who redefine not only records, but what strength truly means. His vulnerability opened the door for future champions to share their truth. And one gymnast would take that step into the global spotlight. The evolution of strength. Simone Biles and the courage to step back. In Rio 2016, the world watches in awe as Simone Biles flips, twists, and soars to 4 gold medals. Her routines are so complex, so flawless, they barely seem real. She doesn't just win, she dominates. She redefines what's physically possible in gymnastics. But in 2021, something even more powerful happens. In Tokyo, Biles withdraws from key events to protect her mental health. It shocks the world. And yet, it opens a new chapter in athletic history.
Put mental health first, because if you don't, then you're not going to enjoy your sport and you're not going to succeed as much as you want to. So it's okay sometimes to even sit out the big competitions to focus on yourself, because it
Simone didn't quit. She chose self-preservation. And in doing so, she redefined bravery. Not as pushing through at all costs, but knowing when to pause. In a sport that demands perfection, she taught us that imperfection is human, and courage often means choosing yourself. In a moment of pause, she gave space for others to rise, not louder but steadier. Another champion would take that space and turn it into a legacy of quiet dominance, a story of quiet greatness. Katie Ledecky in the new wave of champions. If Simone redefined boldness, Katie Ledecky embodied consistency. In Rio, at just 19, she tore a calm, almost unshakable demeanor. She made winning look effortless. She simply showed up, swam her race, and won again and again. Her 800-meter freestyle win wasn't just dominant, it was a message. Greatness isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent, steady, and unstoppable. Even as challengers emerged and expectations mounted, Ledecky remained a force, unwavering in focus, unmatched in endurance. She's proof that legends are not always explosive. Sometimes they're enduring. While one generation held the present, another bridged the past to the future, carrying the Olympic flame for more than a decade, lighting the way for the next. The Golden Era, Carl Lewis in Olympic longevity, 1984 to 1996. Carl Lewis was more than a sprinter. He was a movement. From Los Angeles in 1984 to Atlanta in 1996, he captivated the world. 9 golds, 1 silver. His elegance on the track, his mastery of both speed and flight, made him one of the most complete athletes in history. Lewis didn't just win, he endured. Over 4 Olympics, he remained a contender. A lesson in longevity, reinvention, and grace under fire. His legacy became one of both dominance and durability. He became a symbol, not just of American speed, but of excellence that evolves. Where many fade, he remained. That's not just physical, that's mental, emotional, spiritual discipline. And just when you think you've seen the limits of human resilience, this next moment will leave you speechless. Kerri Strug's unforgettable vault, 1996, at the first ever team gold. But during the final round, disaster struck. One gymnast after another stumbled under pressure. Then came 18-year-old Kerri Strug. After injuring her ankle on her first vault attempt, she had one final shot. Limping in invisible pain, she sprinted down the runway and launched.
Has had their first gold medal in the team all-around.
Her courage and determination secured the gold for Team USA, and from Jesse Owens to Kerri Strug, each story is a spark in the Olympic flame, a fire fueled by passion, perseverance, and purpose. For moments like Kerri Strug's vault, and just as unforgettable when the Dream Team redefined basketball in 1992, or when the Redeem Team brought pride back in 2008, or even when Rulon Gardner stunned the world, defeating a seemingly unbeatable Russian wrestler in 2000. These athletes didn't just compete, they transformed sport, they challenged systems. And now a new generation stands ready, inspired, determined, with names we know, and names we'll soon never forget. Because the Olympics aren't just about medals or nations, they're about the stories that remind us what's possible. And with the 2028 Olympics coming to Los Angeles, the stage is set for the next generation of unforgettable moments. And while America's journey has been extraordinary, it's part of something even bigger, a global celebration of resilience, unity, and the unbreakable human spirit. As the flame continues to burn, so does the spirit of champions.